Well, the war in Ukraine is bringing to light further fractures in the global food supply chain, and there's growing concern that we are just a few catalysts away from a potential global food shortage, a real crisis, effectively. Sylvain Charlebois is the director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University and also the co-host of the Food Professor podcast. He's been tweeting about this for the last several days, so we had to bring Sylvain back onto the program. Thanks for being here. Let's talk seriously, Sylvain, about this potential global food shortage. How serious and how threatening, how urgent is this threat?
Well, first of all, production is being impacted all over the world because of climate change, and of course, the conflict in Ukraine is impacting this really important region of the world. So you have to think about wheat, barley, corn, sunflower. All these commodities will likely see a deficit around the world. So that's one thing. The other issue happening right now is that more and more countries, we're expecting more countries to hoard commodities. Indonesia just last week has decided to stop exporting palm oil, and that's a big one. So Indonesia basically exports for about 55% of all the palm oil we see around the world. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on all vegetable oils, not just palm oil, but all vegetable oil. So we're likely going to see more of these decisions impacting access to food supplies around the world.
Kind of reminds me of the sort of PPE hoarding that was going on at the beginning of the pandemic. Of course, globally, some countries just didn't want to release that kind of level of protection. So the other thing that you've been really tweeting about and may have more of an impact right here at home right now, Sylvain, is you're really questioning whether our federal government is kind of aware or doing enough in the face of what's coming down the pipe. What are your concerns here primarily?
Well, going back to a few weeks ago, looking at the budget, there was nothing about food security or global food security. There's nothing to actually empower our farmers to make our agriculture more efficient. There were a lot of things to make our agriculture greener, which is good. But this year in particular, due to the fact that inventories are very low starting the new year, the new growing season, we needed cheaper fertilizers. We needed better crop insurance for farmers. We needed to help farmers, and there's nothing so far. In the United States, they've just tabled a $500 million package to support farmers to grow more of the things that we're going to be running short of. But there's nothing happening in Canada, unfortunately, so far.
Can you make sense of why that is?
Honestly, Nick, I don't know. That's why I'm questioning whether or not Ottawa is actually aware of what's happening around the world. So, of course, Ottawa has decided to fund the Ukraine, sending money out to support some regions that are going to be impacted by famine. But here in Canada can actually be part of the solution by growing more, increasing yields. But there's nothing. My guess, Nick, to be honest, is I'm not entirely convinced that Ottawa absolutely understands Canada's agriculture's potential, the things that we can do to help the world.
Okay, well, that is a pretty significant situation that we are facing then. Again, Sylvain Charlebois, the food professor, joining us from Dalhousie University. Really appreciate the insight and analysis once again, and I'm sure we'll chat again soon. Take care.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.